All right. I'm ready. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Are you ready,
Okay.
Brian?
Yeah.
Brian's on the top of my screen when I feel like I should look at Pete. Go ahead, Pete.
I'm in the middle of a Brian and Ken sandwich right now.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
my head's right next to Brian's head.
How do we look to you, Brian?
Welcome back to Scare Value Podcast. Since nobody else wants to seem to start it. This is the Foreign Correspondence Awards, Year of the Snake.
Is it Year of the Snake this year? It is Year of the Snake. What are you,
Not yet.
Ken?
Not yet. Well, it will be when this comes out.
Ken, when is the actual Chinese New Year?
It'll be on the night before. I think will be Saturday, and then Saturday or Sunday. Because I have to do the night before you get the day off, and then everyone's on the roads. So it'll be coming up this weekend.
This was originally scheduled for next week, but I did some counting wrong, and next week is the 100th episode, so this got pushed to 99th episode.
So this is the Year of the Snake.
All right.
What are you?
We did this last year.
You're a
We did
dragon.
this last year.
Did we?
Last year.
I don't remember.
This
What
is
are
just gonna
you?
be the same. This is just gonna be the same show, isn't it?
No. This show is on. What did you think of the show last year, Ken? We all know what
I
Brian
didn't think
thinks.
it was very good.
I didn't think so
it was
either.
very good.
I feel like there was not a lot of legitimacy to it. Like, who grants these
Yeah.
powers to
Except
give
for the
awards?
Foreign Correspondent Award, I thought was very nice and touching.
Oh yeah, that was a really big win for you. So
Yeah.
congratulations.
And I see we're all wearing tuxedos, which is very nice. You look very nice, Brian. What are you wearing? The Sabres? Is that correct? Sabres.
Yes, my Sabres tuxedo.
Sabres tuxedo.
I have on
What are you wearing today?
a
Star Wars.
Darth Vader holiday shirt. He's got a little hat on.
And who dresses you, Pete?
I just go through the piles of clothes on my floor and see which ones fit and which ones smell the least dirty. You know,
Nice. So you dress yourself. Wow.
yeah.
Nice.
If the pile's big enough, you can burrow down into it like a little animal when it's cold outside and just sleep down there. It's nice.
I've done that in your scent. It is nice.
All right. I think it's time to get this show on the road.
Me too.
This amazing, fantastical Foreign Correspondent Award Show, the 18th annual Foreign Correspondent Award Show.
That's right. That's right.
All right. But like I was saying, I don't think there's real legitimacy, Brian, in any of these awards, which is why I don't grant them and don't give them. But if we're going to do it, I think we're going to do it right. And we're going to open these to grant us the favor of the movie gods with a ceremonial sacrifice. Isn't that right, Ken?
That's right. Can you guess who we're going to sacrifice, Brian?
I think
I'll
I
give you a
can.
hint.
I don't understand why, but I think I can guess.
It's a ceremonial thing. It's you wouldn't understand it, but during ceremonies of ancient times, it's a foreign thing. It's a little pagan. But I'll give you a hint. It's a.
Oh, I don't need a hint. I don't need a hint. I don't need a hint. I know who it is.
You do not know who it is. What country does he come from, Pete?
Canada.
No, you're wrong.
Oh wow.
He's English. He's English. He's English. He's an Englishman. I'm gonna burn him alive. Isn't that right, Pete?
Oi there, governor! What are you on about?
Oh well, you shouldn't have stood on that pier so goddamn long, and you wouldn't be here. I'll tell you that much. You old English bastard.
I say, chaps.
Next time you're in one of those Nolan movies, you better freaking act for that $1 million and not just stand on a pier and look
Are
out
you
at
killing
the ocean.
Kenneth Branagh?
I say,
Yes,
chaps.
because of his Frenchy name and lots of other reasons.
I find myself tied to a rocket, and I can't seem to figure out why.
Well, that's too late. It's too late.
His Frankenstein wasn't very good, but I think this is a bit extreme.
We need to get the gods on our side so that we know that these are real awards. We don't just have people giving it to us,
Governor,
it's the gods.
Governor, put out the fire, Governor.
Do you want to push the button, Ken? I'm done with this. We need the gods.
Yeah, I'm pushing the button. Click.
You're killing Hamlet?
Boom! Boom! Oh, there's Branna everywhere. Oh, it's raining Branna. Hallelujah. Oh, it's raining Branna. Hallelujah. It's raining. Oh, yeah. Ah, that was fun. That was exciting. Brian, what did you think?
Oh, none of this is making the podcast. We can welcome back to the Scare Value podcast.
I feel
that's the opening right there. That's the opening right there.
I feel blessed. I feel so blessed that I think we just slide right into these DMs and go on to our first award. And our first award, I know that Brian's waiting. Do you know how many awards we have this year, Brian?
Well, last year there was 1,000, so I'm going to guess you pared it down to a nice solid 998.
At least.
Close.
The first of those is our most killable award. Did this award have a name, Ken?
It's called the Franklin Award, named after Franklin from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. We have Franklin.
He does have it coming.
Yep.
So, who are our nominees this year in the foreign films that you have seen?
Well, I picked out 3. I got Patty, if you remember, from Speak No Evil, the remake, which is a US-UK remake, so it qualifies.
So you're saying he's the most killable? And spoiler alert, he does die.
Well, thanks, Pete. He's one of the most killable. Elizabeth from The Substance, also very killable. I mean, how do you do that to yourself? How do you do that to Demi Moore? That's the question. How do you stay out after dark, after midnight? So I got Elizabeth from The Substance, and finally I have Veena, the movie Veena, and the character is Fahad Hadre, and he rapes and kills this young woman, and he's finally killed by the ghost that has been haunting him since. It's very excruciating, disgusting death.
Ooh, but he does sound like he had it coming.
Oh, he definitely had a fun, because not only does he rape her, he also kills her, and he abuses her in between.
Yikes!
So, yeah, but
it'd be weirder if he took her out to brunch in between.
Well, I wouldn't. I might not kill him if he did that, because it would be a little bit nicer. It'd be like that guy from The Fly that everybody's so controversial about. You know,
Stathis.
Oh,
my man Stathis.
Yeah, Stathis. That's the guy. But we can't kill him, unfortunately. He's not a foreigner. He's not in a foreign film this year. But I was going back and forth here between actually Elizabeth and Patty. You know,
no, the two that did the least wrong.
Well,
the least wrong.
No.
Do you think that what Patty does on screen in Speak No Evil, which is just emotionally abuse his child, is worse because he doesn't kill anybody in this movie, is worse than when the third one there, the Veena movie?
Well, hold on. Okay, Veena is a true story, so I'll grant you that.
Oh my god!
But it is based on a true story. But Brian, you're like Stalin over here. You know, you kill one, it's a murder. You kill thousands, it's just a number. Millions, just a number. This guy Patty, he killed tons of people. He's got all their watches. Come on,
off screen.
No, that's not how it works.
It is. I didn't see anybody get killed on screen.
You cut off people's tongues? That's on screen. We know he cuts off children's tongues. I mean, this guy's a boogeyman. No,
I didn't see it.
Did he cut out anybody's tongue in the remake?
Not on screen. No.
Yeah, okay.
Not on screen. Not on screen. But
he really didn't do anything then other than abuse his child.
And the winner is Patty, everyone. Patty.
Because of the implication.
Yeah, that's right. Because of the numbers, obviously, the numbers of watches that we see. That's not a collection. You didn't go to a swap meet, basement store, a swap meet, a flea market. No, those people are dead. Those people are all dead.
Okay, so
the winner is Patty from Speak No Evil for the Franklin Award. This year's Franklin Award, the most killable cast member.
That might be a controversial decision, but the gods have deemed it so we accept it. Moving on.
I didn't like what Fahad did either. I didn't like it, guys.
Seems like you didn't hate it as much as maybe you should have, but that's all right.
I nominated it, Brian. I saw a lot of movies this year.
That shit doesn't fly. I nominate Nick Cage every year, and I get yelled at because he doesn't win. So this year I had to have him win.
Yeah, and I feel that made the awards better.
You started this one by saying none of these awards have legitimacy, and then you sacrificed one of our great thespians.
Who are you talking about? You're not talking about Nicolas Cage again, are you?
Kenneth
We did. No,
Branagh.
we killed Kenneth Branagh. Yeah, that's right. The guy with the Frenchy name.
His Hamlet was excellent.
I liked.
I sat and watched it for 4 hours in the Amherst Theater one day.
Well, be that as it might, and that's very Shakespearean of me. Be that as it might, Brian.
To be that or not to be that as it
Denzel
might.
Washington's Shakespearean performance a bit more.
In Macbeth?
Yeah, that was good. Did you see that one?
No, because I've asked Pete to give me his Apple password, and he will not.
I don't know the Apple password.
That's what he says.
I believe it. Because he didn't give it to me.
It's my brother's password. He makes me take a picture of my screen, and then he unlocks it from his phone.
I do it too.
He's very secretive. I don't know what else he keeps in his passwords, but he won't share them with me. It's annoying. It is.
Well, we have another award.
I was going to say this. I was excited about that for a second.
No, we're dropping. What do you think the exact opposite of the most killable actor would be in a film? Yeah. The opposite of that one. Yeah, Brian, what do you think?
What's the question?
What would be the opposite of the most killable?
Most deserving to live?
Now this is the entire cast. So this is the entire cast.
Most likable cast?
This is the Willie Award. The Bruce Willis Willie Award.
Because he is unkillable. Is it based on likeness? We should have discussed this.
He dies hard, Brian.
I watched that man drown in a puddle.
Okay, but he does die hard. I mean, that wasn't easy to do, was it?
It was pretty easy. He just drowned in a little puddle. He could have just rolled his head to the left.
Do that?
No, that's what I mean.
Have the will to do that?
He could have done that, Brian. So it was really hard for him to drown in there. There were so many easier ways to just not die, but he did it.
That's called dying hard. That's Die Hard 7.
I feel like all these awards are kind of Bruce Willis awards in that none of the people getting them know that it's happening.
Well, that's probably true, Brian. I blame the platform.
Pete likes when I go dark.
It is. It's like After Hours.
After Hours with Brian.
All right, so this is the hardest to kill.
Hardest to kill cast. The entire cast.
I wrote down hardest to unkillable.
Both work because this is a confusing category, but I'll make it work. Number 1, Operation Undead. The cast of Operation Undead, half of it is zombies who somehow, through a Japanese experiment, they become zombies, but they can still remember things, sing, and use tools. They're very difficult to kill because they're not only the zombies, but they can use tools as well.
Is this a musical?
Zombies. And they also sing, yes. No, they sing like their old... It's not a musical. It's like they sing their... It's like they sing their old school song or something like that. It's really weird.
I was going to say, if it was a musical, Pete's already voting to kill them. They're most killable.
That would be true.
Pete, you got any Wicked updates for us real quick?
What? Apparently it's a part 2. Fred and her cousin, they have Wicked Cake Pops where you make them yourself and you find out if you're the good witch or the bad witch.
Did you watch any more Wicked?
No, God. No.
You cut it and then you find out.
Yeah. So I haven't watched anymore. I'm still stalled out in the first half hour. Did you ever try watching Wicked, Ken? I mean, it's got witches, so it's kind of horror.
Apparently, my entire family cried. So,
is that why they cried?
Then they loved it. They thought it was great. Everybody thought it was great. My brother-in-law was crying. He's like 40 something. You know.
Is it because it was 3 hours long and then it's a part 2? It's a part 1 rather.
I do want to say something. He always says it's 3 hours long. I looked. It's 2 hours and 40 minutes with like 20 minutes of credits. It's barely over 2 hours.
Well, my wife didn't cry. And she only cries when dogs die. You could, like for the Vina thing, she'd be like, well, what did he do wrong? You know? But if she...
Lots of things.
If that dude... I'm just saying, if that guy kicked the dog, she would nominate him number 1.
Ken, get out of that house.
I know. Hey, I have something to bring up, but I'll bring it up later. But remind me to get out of that house
What a
fast now.
tease. Now, what's the second nominee?
It's a Dead Talent Society. Very hard to kill. They're
I saw
already
Dead Talent
dead.
Society.
Yeah, I know you did. I know it's good.
Hmm.
And they're already dead. It is. They can disappear, but it's pretty hard to really kill them. You can unexist them. But that's number 2. And number 3 is Devil's Stay. And you say, Ken, why? Oh, let me mention
Nobody
first.
said that.
I don't even know what the movie is.
I'll give you another chance. Operation Undead is from Thailand. Dead Talent Society is from Taiwan, and Devil's Stay is from South Korea. Now, the reason
Ken,
I picked
why?
Devil's Stay, oh, well, they're very difficult to kill because you have a priest as a doctor and a demon as your main actors.
Two of the three of those seem very killable.
No, because God would protect your priest. The doctor could mend himself, or the the priest if he wants to. And demons are very hard to kill.
I've killed 2 priests with my own hands.
Nobody knows. See, you're nominated for the Franklin Awards.
I watched a little girl kill 2 priests in one movie.
What movie?
The Exorcist. I guess one killed
Oh.
himself, if you want to be fair about it. Well, this is a paper, rock, scissors, because demon beats priest. I don't know where the doctor fits in, but I think it was a woman.
Priests are mortal. They are mortal. But they have a lot of friends, too. You got to figure that.
Unfortunately, they do.
Priest beats child, and
priest
and
beats child.
What beats demon then? I don't know this triangle. This is not a paper, rock, scissors. I understand.
What's the award?
Well, it's for the hardest to kill cast, and obviously, Brian, that was a bit of a stretch on Devil's Stay, but the winner is Dead Talent Society because they're already dead. Pretty hard to kill.
But aren't they already dead in the first one too? They're zombies that sing at you.
Yeah, but you can actually kill them. You can. I think it's the shotgun to the head kind of thing. You can get them, but they are really hard to kill. They're very difficult because they can actually really attack you. They don't just like walk around. They start to remember stuff to go home.
I do want to just point out, as the perspective of someone who saw Dead Talent Society, you can literally kill them by just ignoring them long enough. That's the entire plot of the movie, is they have to keep themselves relevant.
You can scare people still, and that's why those people were in the park and like.
I'm aware, but if you just collectively decide not to go in that hotel, you've taken care of this problem.
But what if you need a place to sleep?
I think it's an abandoned hotel on top of that, by the way. People just keep coming there for the scare.
Yeah, they come. It's not totally abandoned, but it is. People go there for the scare. Is it totally abandoned?
I don't remember.
Yes, I think it is.
It was a good movie, though. There's one to check out if you can find it. It's got a little Beetlejuice in there.
A little Beetlejuice?
Yeah. Like the Beetlejuice Afterlife stuff, except it takes it from perspective of like an influencer culture, and it was fun.
Good movie.
Good acting, too. Like a lot of good actors and performances in that. I enjoyed the main girl. Well, it's not the main girl, but the old famous one whose relevancy is fading. I enjoyed her little side man. He was hilarious with his mustache and his backstory. I thought he was great. He was the singer who.
Oh yeah, he was good.
I enjoyed his character a lot.
He was like the kind of the K-pop kind of guy, or the pop guy, the T-pop.
Yeah, and nobody knew that because he was kind of disguised out. Then they found out he was this. Yeah, I enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of fun parts. I thought it was a touching movie. I liked the way when they finally get into the way she died. That's very Taiwanese kind of cultural sort of, because she was looking at the most improved. Her dad gave her some award, even though she wasn't good in school and stuff. And then there was an earthquake, and the cabinet fell on her. That was really like. I was talking to Pete yesterday, and there was an earthquake while we were talking.
Hey, we're under a state of emergency at this moment because it's cold outside.
Yeah, it's weird. We don't have that up here. We didn't get a state of emergency. I'm 1 block away from him.
It was pretty bad last night here. It's crazy.
Yes, we got nothing.
How cold is it, Pete? Come on, give me a break.
It's 4 degrees, I think.
I think if
you're wearing a t-shirt, Pete, inside.
Well, yes, I'm not outside. Were you crazy? I did go outside to feed the crows this morning because it's cold out and they need food.
Yeah, well, Pete,
obviously,
it's a state of emergency.
I know.
It's a state of emergency. You're not allowed to do that. Don't you know things?
I made it out, man. I made it out. I'll break the law for those crows. All right. Okay, I know that we're getting bored because it's been a lot of awards we've covered so far. We need to take a break.
has
It's been two awards.
Yeah, and very good
I
ones
do
at
know.
that.
If I remember correctly, Ken, it was
Yes.
somebody. There was a famous foreigner's birthday this year, but the
Hmm.
name is. It was a big birthday, like a big birthday. Any
How big
ideas?
was it?
It was so big. Brian, do you have any ideas whose birthday it could have been this year? Well, this last year.
Well, Pete, everyone who's alive had a birthday this last year.
But this was a foreign one, a big foreign one.
It was one of those birthdays, a big birthday, one of the decade birthdays.
Oh, and you know what? He makes an O face a lot in that movie.
He sure does. And you don't want to be in front of it, do you?
You definitely don't want to be in front of it.
Halitosis. Atomic halitosis, Brian.
That was Godzilla firing up and blowing up everything in front of him because it was his birthday this year. Bet you didn't know that, did you, Brian?
I mean, I did put Godzilla into the Hall of Fame because it was the 70th anniversary, so maybe I might have.
Oh, so you didn't know? Oh, Brian did know that. Oh, well, we have a couple other facts for you, Brian. Brian, do you know what is under the patch, the eye patch of the scientist?
198 pounds of amazing.
Well, that's a good guess.
That's Dr. Serizawa, the hero of all heroes.
Yeah, the Dr. Serizawa. He, it's either The Void, A Window to a Soul, or Nicolas Cage.
What's under the eye patch?
Yeah.
I feel like there's no way it's Nicolas Cage because he was born after 1954. And yet, I feel like there's no way it's not Nicolas Cage because Pete was involved in this. I'm going to have to go with Nicolas Cage.
You're wrong, Brian.
No, thank God.
It's the socket to an electric vehicle.
That's not one of the options I had.
That's why you're wrong. You should just know these things because you love Godzilla.
No, I love
Brian,
Godzilla, but I really love Daisuke Serizawa.
I know you do. Did you know, Brian, that the stock footage of the people running away was actually not from the movie Godzilla? It was everyone running to see Harry Carey in the park.
This sounds very much like if you replace all the parts of a ship, is it still the same ship? Because I did see it in the movie Godzilla, so from my perspective, it is from the movie Godzilla.
Brian, originally it wasn't filmed for Godzilla. That's the point. So that's 0 for 2. You have 2 more chances.
I'm a little disappointed, Brian. I thought you were a Godzilla guy like me.
Yeah, and me. Okay,
yeah.
Next question. Brian, did you know that Godzilla is not technically a monster?
I just don't. By whose definition?
He's a model. He's like a model that moves around, and they move him, and he looks really big, but he's not. He's not big at all. Did you know
that's
that?
only part of it? There's also a man in a rubber suit.
No, Brian. That was only for the commercial with Charles Barkley in the 1990s.
That's right.
For the love of God, you in the Charles Barkley commercial.
That's true. And in the 1998 adaptation, it's also a man in a suit.
That is the least man in a suit that anyone has ever been.
Well, I have a haiku for Godzilla. And it goes, would you like to hear my haiku, Brian? I wrote it for Godzilla. I don't know if you've written any haikus for Godzilla, but I wrote one.
I graduated from third grade a long time ago and left haikus behind.
Oh, I'll let Godzilla know that. And I'll tell the entire world right now. They'll know that haikus are for third graders. Well, here we go.
I've been waiting.
Yes?
I've just been waiting since you told me, Ken. Please, I can't wait to hear this. I'm so excited. Please, I'll be quiet now.
Okay, there we go. I'm going to do it in my haiku voice. Atomic reptile wrecks Tokyo, but wins hearts. Go, Godzilla.
What hearts did he win?
Yours? Mine?
No.
Pete's?
He's not a fan, clearly, Ken.
Yeah, not in 1954. He was a monster. I love Daisuke Serizawa.
I'm surprised he knew his birthday.
He's definitely not getting an invite to the birthday party. I can tell you that much.
The one that happened last December.
Well, it was Year of the Dragon. Isn't that impressive? 70 years on Year of the Dragon, not bad.
I mean, it's showing that the gods really do approve of this. This is all coming together, Ken.
Except that he's in no way a dragon, sure.
No, but he's a reptile. He's a serpent type.
Well, this is Year of the Snake, so it could have been this year,
Look
too.
oh my God, it works
But he
again,
has
Ken.
legs.
Ken, we're
Everybody
covered
knows
on all bases here.
Snakes don't have legs, Brian.
Godzillas don't exist, Ken.
No, the rubber. That's what I was saying. The men in suits or the rubber toys. Exactly. That's right. It's not a monster. All right, catch it. All right, good. Anyways, Pete, what's our what's
What are we
up
moving
next?
on? Oh, this is the fan favorite. This is the one that makes the comeback. This is our Woody Award, Ken. Do you remember the Woody Award, Brian?
I remember the Woody
The
Award.
Abomination to Their Nation Award, colloquially known as the Woody.
Yes, and it's not like I lost the nominees at all.
And
I did.
I can tell you that last year's winner was the director of Rosemary's Baby, the director of The Pianist, Academy Award winner, even after all of this.
And child molester. Roman Polanski.
Yes.
He molested that child at Jack Nicholson's house. Did you know that?
I did not know that, so that's a Hollywood fact I now know.
It's true.
Former husband of Sharon Tate.
Wasn't she killed by a Manson or something?
She was killed by the Manson family.
She was. A lot of coincidences when you hang out with child molesters. a lot of great things happen.
I'm sorry. Are you taking the side of the Manson family in this one?
I might be. No, because Sharon Tate. I don't know. Sharon Tate was she was an innocent. She was an innocent. She was being molested as well.
What?
She was pregnant.
Well, I don't know that. I don't know. That's a 1-to-1, but all right.
All right. Who are our nominees this year? What pieces of dirt and filth have you got lined up to try to win this award?
This was a hard one this year, boy.
That's what she said.
I threw in an American. I threw in an American because I figured, like Brian said last year, we got a lot of scumbags. So I'm just going to throw in the American, and I'll put him in 4th place instead of 3rd place. But we'll just honorable mention, really, I guess. Alec Baldwin shooting people during movies. What the hell is he thinking? How do you shoot a guy during a movie? Actually kill him.
That was a woman.
Oh yeah, that was a lady. A lady at that. A lady.
Chivalry is clearly not dead. All right, so number 4.
He's dead.
Well,
so he's off the hook in the court of law, but not in the court of the public opinion of the Foreign Correspondents Awards.
Definitely not. Number 3, Jim Carrey of Canada.
Oh my God!
Herpes.
Herpes.
He's got herpes. Drugs. Getting his girlfriend hooked to drugs and possibly being involved in her overdose on purpose. Satanism, which I know you guys like, but still, Satanism on
The opinions of the Foreign Correspondent do not reflect the opinions of the Scare Value podcast.
I'm just saying. Herpes and Satan, hand in hand. That's all I'm saying.
He's just giving us the pulse, the beat of the street in foreign parts.
I'm just telling you what I hear on the streets. When I put my ear down, it's like Satan, herpes, accidental death. Not really accidental.
Jim Carrey, it seems like these are a stretch, but I mean, I think of Jim Carrey, he's not even the worst Jim Carrey related thing that you could have nominated for Jim Carrey, because...
Well, I'm not going to do Bruce Almighty. Come on.
He used to go out with Jenny McCarthy, the original vaccine denier, who's 10 times worse.
That to be right. Okay. All right. Well, all right. Let's go to our runner-up. Our runner-up. This is 2nd place for our loser. Our 2nd place loser. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Woody Allen, everyone. Woody Allen, also
piece of shit that he is.
Should I remind everyone why? I probably should. Brian, do you remember?
Because you didn't like Manhattan.
He is overrated for sure.
Oh, he is overrated, but Annie Hall's a banger.
Yeah, and he married his daughter and had sex with her. That's
gross.
Terrible. Super gross. And he gets away with it.
I remain pure. I have never seen a Woody Allen movie.
I saw one. I saw the one with the guitar player. What was that?
Barcelona, Barcelona.
It was at the Amherst. We were standing behind. The poster was behind us for like a month and a half. Come on.
A Woody Allen movie?
Yeah, it was with it was Sean Penn. Sean Penn was the
Breakfast
great.
at Tiffany's.
No, it was the late '90s, and it was Sean Penn, and he was a virtuoso guitarist in the like 30s or 40s or something like this. It's like a little timepiece.
Sounds pretty
not
shitty.
I have no idea. It doesn't even sound like a Woody Allen movie.
Oh, okay.
No,
we'll look it up later. But we all worked at the Amherst, did we not?
We all did.
That is a true thing. That they still have my poster, Ken.
Brian won't
go and find out. He won't ask him every time he goes. I'm like, go ask the people if my poster of Evil Dead 2 is still hanging up in the stairwell, and if so, I want it back.
Don't you also live in the same general area, Pete?
It was the Woody Allen movie. It was called The Sweet and Lowdown.
The Sweet and Lowdown.
Right. I didn't know that was Woody Allen, but I didn't see it, so my record still stands.
Well, everyone should watch Annie Hall. It's a good one.
If you can make peace with yourself after for supporting this garbage.
Yeah, you might start touching one of your fellow family members. All right, but
your dogs won't be happy, Brian.
That's true. Yeah, but the winner, last year's loser was Roman Polanski, as we mentioned, and this year's loser, anybody? Biggest loser of the year?
Well, if it's not Roman Polanski again, I'm going to take that as a tacit admission that you've forgiven him and you are now pro Roman Polanski.
No, it's for life. It's an achievement that stays with you. You can't get rid of it. This is something that, like in your obituary, they put down.
It'll say, Oscar winner, most disgusting.
Right. Yeah, it's like a lifetime achievement award of being a scumbag.
Abomination to their nation has died today. People rejoice.
And we get another American citizen, no longer American. And this is why he's really the winner. The man who fled to Greece, Tom Hanks, everyone, under pedophile allegations. That's right.
What pedophile allegations?
Alleged. That's why he's in Greece to do it.
Yeah, that's what allegations are. I get alleged. What the fuck? Yeah, America's favorite.
It's Tom Hanks. He's doing it Greek style in Greece.
Is that why he went to Greece?
Well, that's one of the reasons.
I didn't know any of this about Tom Hanks.
Allegedly.
Because it's not true.
That's not what I'm hearing, Brian.
And he, I hear, stands too close to other men in the bathroom.
And you would know. You would know what's too close and what's far enough, what's appropriate in restrooms.
I think everyone would know that.
No, I know it specifically, especially at the movie theaters.
Wow, you seem to have a history of people encroaching upon your. I once had a guy. I was at a Violent Femmes concert, and Black Elvis was opening for them, which was a Black Elvis impersonator. And the guy at the urinal next to me thought it was the greatest thing, and he told me so by putting his arm around my shoulders and trying to hug me while we were both peeing, telling me how it's hilarious that it's a Black Elvis.
I've apologized for this. I was very drunk.
I understand, but it's still weird.
And I was very happy about the concert, and I thought we'd just do a little willy bump, and I guess that's not a thing that Pete knew about or wanted to do.
Brian, you never cross the streams. That's the one thing I was taught.
And I'm going to be nominated for next year's Woody Award.
Well, you're not famous enough, Brian. But what we could do, we can work you in there. We give you an honorable mention.
I am very disappointed in Tom Hanks. I kind of liked him. He hasn't really done anything I've enjoyed lately, but I did just watch The Burbs.
Sue me. Yeah, sue me, Tom.
Yes, sue him, Tom. Sue him.
I'm in Taiwan. You're in Greece. Good luck with that. Good luck with that court. We'll meet up in Australia. You can go diddle some kangaroos, allegedly.
All right. Let's keep this train on the tracks here. But shocking upset and a disappointment.
Jim Carrey is kind of the Canadian Tom Hanks. He's like the best they got.
What? Yeah. Jim Carrey is a treasure. Sonic 3.
Tom Hanks is a treasure.
Well, fair enough, guys. You like these disgusting herpes-laden perverts, fine with me.
All right. I'm done with this category. This is very controversial, but I accept it. I like it. The gods approve. Moving on. It's tough but fair. We are on to a new category this year. Brian, this is a brand spanking new category. It is the best foreign band of all time in a horror movie soundtrack.
Oh, I know who it is.
Oh, yeah?
Well, do you? All right.
Well,
I'd love to hear a guess. Yeah.
I would like to hear the guess first.
You want to hear the guess before you would give the nominees because he could pick anything? Well, I'm picking Goblin.
I guarantee it's not. It's not on there. Goblin. Is that a band? Or is that
see, you don't even know what to nominate for your awards. Although it's supposed to be this year, so I guess that doesn't really work.
Brian, I said the best, and not the shittiest one. They're foreign bands. They're definitely foreign bands. The bands are foreign of all time on the horror movie soundtrack. Any guesses?
No, all time. I've told you it's Goblin.
All right. Well, Ken,
you're wrong.
Why don't you tell us who the first nominee, the name of the band, and what country they're from? Because they're foreign.
Silverchair from Australia for the 1998 blockbuster smash hit Godzilla. Ooh. And I think we also have a recording of that song.
That just reminded me that you gave an award to Tom Hanks in a year that we found out everything about P. Diddy.
But he's not in the movies.
But he's in the soundtrack for Godzilla.
Who knew that?
And he was in movies, by the way. He played Halle Berry's husband in Monsters Ball.
But he's not foreign.
He's from the same country as Tom Hanks.
But
Greece?
He didn't move to Greece and become a Greek citizen.
How many people in the world would ever get that reference, Pete?
3, maybe?
Yeah.
That was a Wonder Falls reference.
Oh, I didn't get it. I'm sorry.
Nobody would.
Wonder Falls is a great show if anyone wants to. It's got Lee Pace, a young Lee Pace.
I don't know who he is. Is he from Dawson's Creek?
Lee Pace? Oof.
See, the thing is, all we know him from is things nobody's seen, like Pushing Daisies. He played Ronan in Guardians of the Galaxy.
There you go. He was one of the elves in those Lord of the Rings movies.
He was the main guy in *Halt and Catch Fire*.
I like those movies. You guys know that. Those are my kind of movies. I know that guy. Pete, do you want to play a little bit from...
I got it. If you don't remember Silverchair...
I do.
The 90s. Let me find the button. Click. At 12 o'clock, you
Silverchair, ladies and gentlemen. Silverchair. Thank you. The second nominee is Bush from The Crow Salvation.
I like Bush.
Yeah, I like Bush. Can we play that recording?
Yeah, let me find the button. Got a machine better than a red machine head, green to red. Got a machine head.
Wow, Bush, ladies and gentlemen, that was excellent. Number 3, we have Nickelback from The Exorcism of Emily Rose. Pete, hit that button again.
Famous Canadian band Nickelback. Ooh, I like that. This is how you remind me of who I am. This is how you remind me I am.
Oh, wow. That was very moving. Nickelback. Thank you so much. And finally, the best all-time foreign band in a horror movie soundtrack is the Proclaimers for 500 Miles from Benny and June.
Scottish band. And I would walk 500 miles, and I would walk 500 more, just to be the man who walked 1,000 miles to fall down at your door.
Wow.
That was a good.
Oh, thank you. That was great, guys. That was great. Wow.
Who gets it?
Oh, wow, that was wonderful. That was musical. And the winner, of course, the best all-time foreign band in a horror movie soundtrack is The Proclaimers for Benny and June, two mentals who fall in love and to try to kill her brother. Oh, excellent movie, excellent movies.
Yes, the famous horror movie, Betty and June.
Benny and June. It's very
Right.
it's filed under horror over here in Taiwan.
That's, yeah, there's like a whole
What do you
eugenics
think?
things in foreign parts, Brian.
Well, congratulations to the
Cautionary
Proclaimers
tale.
for their next 15 minutes of fame.
Over here, the movie is called Tree Man in Big Hat.
But I do want to point out that the great Goblin from Suspiria, Dario Argento's Suspiria, the greatest soundtrack of all time, not nominated.
And where are they from?
I'm going to guess Italy, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think Donald Trump said he's taking over Italy, so it doesn't really count.
Well, if Donald Trump said it, you can believe it.
Well, then the Jim Carrey thing's gonna have to go out the window too.
What do you think people thought Italy looked like before boots were invented? Because then it just it didn't look like a boot.
Pete, do you think that a cartographer mapped out Italy prior to there being footwear?
Well, I mean, it was there before footwear.
Brian.
But you need a boat.
Yeah,
they had boats before boots. Is that what you're telling me?
When they were just on the east side of the island, what do you think they thought it was?
They didn't think anything. They were afraid and had heart attacks
Just
when the moon crossed the sun. They were dumb people.
I bet they thought it was an L, like a really poor or a backwards J.
Yeah, I bet you they did think it was a backwards J.
Like, how do you think this happened? Like a guy walked all the way around and said, this is like a foot.
Yeah, again, it was before. These things existed. It's like if a tree falls in the forest and no one hears it. Like, Italy still looks like a boot.
That is a good point. I hadn't thought about that one.
So, but they didn't have boots yet. So they probably called it like rock shoes or something.
I'm just dying to know how long you think it took for someone to invent a shoe. I think like the first time someone stubbed their toe there, they were like, let me gather these leaves and just pack them around my feet.
What do you think came first, shoes or underwear?
Shoes. Underwear
Shoes.
for guys.
Shoes, 100%.
Yeah, you're right. Because you got to rub.
I've seen the Bible. Adam was running around in some chucks, but he still had his wang hanging out. His wang.
Oh, Nicholas Cage.
You read the Bible?
No, I saw pictures.
What do you mean? That's not a Bible. The Bible has words other than pictures. What the hell are you looking at?
I might have been looking at porn. I don't know.
The children's Bible.
Take it, Jesus. Take it for the team. All right. Again, I know it's moving on. I know Brian told us last time we give way too many awards. 1,000 awards, he says. So there were a bunch because we cut down. There's a bunch that didn't make the cut. They were good, but they didn't make the cut. Yeah. The runners-up, I guess, not even the runners-up to the runners-up. What are some of the ones we missed this year?
Well, let me tell you, you guys missed a lot. I mean, not you guys specifically, but the world. And they're going to miss even more. They're going to miss these following movies. All right, the first one is called Devil's Stay. Now, Devil's Stay, I'm not going to spend too much time on it. I'm going to wrap it up in a haiku for you guys. You ready?
Ooh, I'm always ready.
Yeah, I'm going to put on my haiku voice. A priest, doctor, and a demon walk into a karaoke bar.
I am intrigued.
Yep. That's called Devil's Stay. It's out of South Korea. Not the best movie this year, but it was a fine foreign horror film.
It's not a musical though, right?
It's not, and it's not even. There's no jokes involved, but it does involve a priest, a demon, and a doctor. Next one is Vina. Now, we talked about Vina, but it didn't make our final...
Talked about the Devil's Stay, too.
Yeah, we talked about him, but what I'm saying is when it didn't make the cut is what I'm saying is like it didn't get into our top tier of movies. So the next one is Vina out of Indonesia. And I also have a haiku for it. The Brutality. True story turned vengeance flick. Flawed, but effective. And that's Vina. There you go. Yeah.
Except I already know about that one, and it makes me sad.
Well, yeah, it should. It should. I told you about it a little bit, but yeah, that's number 2 for the one that didn't make the cut. And finally, we have a very good movie here, but it just missed by a hair here. And let me see. Yes, I do. I have a haiku for Ghost Whisperer 2. Oh no, it's in Chinese 2 times. That shouldn't be right. Okay, well here it is. I don't know if I'll get the syllables correct. Thailand's Bruce Campbell has his own big fat boomstick.
Was that
Goodbye,
it?
goodbye, you demons. There, I just made it up. I don't know where the English part went. Never mind. That movie was great, though. I got to say, that movie was fun.
What was it called?
Took a Ghost Whisperer 2, and they kind of took this. They took this. Let me see. They took a movie that came out the year before, or 2 years before that. And it was kind of a family sort of voodoo movie. And they turned it into like a sort of like an action flick, almost like Army of Darkness, where this guy's an exorcist. But instead of exorcising the demons out of the people so that he saves the person, he saves the village by kicking the demon's ass and then blowing his head off with a shotgun.
His own head?
Funny. No, he kills the guy who has the demon in him. So if the demon's in your village and some guy or whatever, he goes to your village, and then he will kill the demon by like using karate and kung fu and then a shotgun. It's called Ghost Whisperer 2. And then
is Jennifer Love Hewitt in it?
She's
he made the same joke.
An extra.
The last time he brought up Ghost Whisperer.
Is that the Horse Whisperer with Robert Redford?
Ooh, I heard there's a dog whisperer too. And not just a bounty hunter, but a whisperer. I know you were thinking of the bounty hunter.
There's Ghost Dog as well.
The Way of the Samurai.
Yeah, Way of the Samurai. So those were the ones that didn't make the cut. Fine films, but not the best.
Didn't make the cut for what? I was never clear on what it was missing the cut for.
Missing the big cut for the big final 3. So it's like an honorable mention.
Because they weren't good enough to get nominated for Movies of the Year.
But they should be talked about because they're, you're not going to see them everywhere. They're not going to have ads everywhere. So Ghost Whisperer and Devil's Day and the other one, Vina. Vina is pretty good, actually.
Well,
little choppy.
Where are we? Well, that's bringing us towards the part that everyone has been waiting for. It's our final,
the in memoriam?
Final award. So there's no in memoriam. Godzilla's birthday was the big thing. Nobody dies on Godzilla's birthday, Brian.
Okay.
All right. We're coming to the best kill. The best kill in a foreign film. This is just a mainstay of horror.
Award, Pete.
No, it's not the final, but these we're in the last 2, and they're the big 2. Yeah. Everyone's looking for the best kills and the best pictures. Yeah. That's what everyone's waiting for, and that's what we got. Best kill.
True. Best kill. Okay, well, I do want to throw this in here, even though it is not technically a foreign film. It was shot in Italy. It was The First Omen, and the great kill in that was Paulo getting sandwiched by the truck. And if you saw The First Omen, he was the sort of...
Wait, The First Omen or The First Omen?
The prequel for The First Omen. I tried to trick me out.
Wordplay.
Yeah, it was a little bit of wordplay there, huh? Well, I'm on top of it. But
that's what she said.
That's a good movie.
Oh, man, is that what it feels like when you guys do it to me?
Well, what do we do?
When Pete interrupts me with that's what she said. It does feel very cool to do it to someone else.
I forgot what I said, though. What
exactly. The
First Omen, that's right. You saw that movie, right, Brian? I know Brian saw it. And Pete, yeah. Did you see it?
No, I did not.
Well, that was a pretty sweet kill. That was a sweet kill. But technically not a foreign movie. It's a U.S. production. Okay, I got Elizabeth Sparkle from The Substance. Face smashed into a mirror by Demi Moore and beaten to death. Nice. Good kill. Good kill. Also, I have Dead Talents Society.
We should point out that qualifies because it was a co-French production.
Yeah, it was a French-U.S. production. It was shot in France, and it has a French director, too. So, definitely a foreign
for those
film.
keeping track, U.S. production shot in Italy, no. U.S./French production shot in the U.S., yes.
Oh, but it was a U.S., UK, French co-production.
Yeah. And Speaking of Evil was a U.S./UK production, shot in the UK.
I
bet that The Substance was actually shot in France anyway.
Yeah, it qualifies. Speak No Evil qualifies.
Yeah.
Yeah. The second one was,
Yeah.
I agree. Dead Talent Society, folks. Dead Talent Society from Taiwan, another great movie.
I've been hearing a lot about that one. I'm curious now.
On this show.
Yeah,
maybe.
Well, great kill though. Brian, do you remember when she falls off the roof, gets electrified, falls on the ground,
I think
gets up and runs away?
I can't say this for 100%, but I think it might have been the best picture winner at the film festival I saw it at.
You did say it was. I remember.
I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. I liked there was a movie I liked better called The Samurai in Time, but it was a really good one, so I would have put it like second out of the 6 movies I saw or whatever.
Yeah, it was good. It was very, very good. And the main character can't seem to get anybody to be scared of her. And then she runs and they say, oh, just jump off the building. But instead she like trips on the ledge and then she falls off the building into all these wires. And then these people are down there and they're all like videoing her. And she's like electrified on the sign. And she's like, I think like impaled and falls off the sign and then onto the street. And then she gets up and everyone goes screaming. Good kill. Good kill.
Sounds like it. Hey, do you remember? I don't know if I brought this up here, but Ken and Brian, you looked here. Do you remember in the 90s when that guy jumped off a city hall in Buffalo and impaled himself on the flagpole?
Nope.
It happened.
Did you know that my uncle was there? And
on the flagpole?
Yep. Uncle Bill.
He was at City Hall when the guy jumped?
He was there. He was there.
Oh, wow. All right. That was just weird. It's like something I forget about every so often. I'm like, oh, yeah, that happened here. Now they have like a fence up so you can't jump off the top of the City Hall anymore.
What's the fun in that? And
I know, right?
Did you guys hear about the guy? Niagara Falls has a lot of suicides, but my other uncle, my Uncle Bob, he was there. He was looking at the water, because people go to the falls to look at the water and hear the sound. And apparently that sound like draws you to jump in, like
a siren.
I mean, all three of us have heard that sound and never been drawn to jump in. I mean, I guess I thought about it.
I was going to say
the siren song of falling water.
It's like the grate at the bottom of a swimming pool.
No, but my uncle was there. And he's looking at the water, listening to the sound and stuff. And then he sees this guy. He's like on a big float of ice, like the ice is going over. And he gets on, and he's wearing a top hat and a tuxedo, and he's waving to everybody as he goes over and tipping his hat. Is that not the best?
I know you look like that look of disbelief on your face, Brian. It's not the Uncle Bob. I've heard the story. So this guy.
No, I was literally thinking, is that the coolest way to go out ever?
It's kind of cool.
Literally, it's something. I don't remember hearing about this though.
No. Did that person die, or did he definitely come back in those people's nightmares and haunt them forever?
My Uncle Bob remembers it.
Does Uncle Bob smile a lot now?
I don't know. He didn't. When you saw him, did he smile?
He might have. Oh, now I'm worried.
No, he doesn't smile that much.
He was attacked by a pack of wild dogs that he fought off with a chainsaw or something like that, right?
Yeah. That was one. Yeah, that was one. And he says, and he's 6'5". He's a big guy, and he says he was in the supermarket and he's going down the aisle and he can usually see the top shelf, and he said he saw an actual giant in the supermarket. He's saying like 15 feet tall in that supermarket across the other aisle. So like he can like see over the aisle, and he's looking over the aisle, and then he's looking up again. He's like, he's like 15 feet tall. This guy. My Uncle Bob sees a lot of cool stuff down there in the southern tier. He lives in Florida now, but still.
Does he say crick?
I haven't asked him. I'll check next time.
Okay. Say hi to him. I like Uncle Bob. I haven't seen him in forever.
Yeah, say hi for me
well.
too. I want to stay on his good side for some reason.
Well, weird things happen around him, that's for sure.
No, because
he got
there's
caught in a
something
parade.
mentally wrong with him, and I'm afraid that he'll come for us.
Oh, sacrilege. Oh, no, you didn't say that. No, Uncle Bob is awesome.
He once watched construction workers get chased away from their bulldozers by hummingbirds.
See
Well, who among us hasn't?
Well, he's also the valedictorian of his school. So
His home school of one person. Perfect attendance record.
I'm not saying it was the Father Baker School for Disciplinary School for Boys, but whatever. Who cares if it was? Doesn't matter. He still got a scholarship.
Was there a winner for the best skill?
I don't even think we got a third nominee.
Oh, we have one more, I think.
Ooh.
It is, I do. Whisperer 2, the opening scene of the first exorcism, a lot of good kung fu in there. And the fact that he doesn't try to save the person who's infected with a demon, but goes along the Godzilla line, like Brian likes to think. And think of the collective village. The village. He blows the guy's head off, and the demon flies away. Interesting.
Okay. So who do we got then? Who is our winner?
Our winner is going to be Elizabeth Sparkle from The Substance, getting her face smashed in the mirror by herself, which is Demi Moore.
Disagree.
Yep.
Disagree. I think the guy going over the falls in a top hat and tuxedo is the best kill.
That too. But it was a suicide, so I don't know if it's a kill, but
despite never seeing it myself, it's easily the most cinematic. Is anybody else picturing Stephen Ray from Interview with the Vampire doing it?
Oh, when they go to France in that movie, and after they kill Tom Cruise, and they go to France, and it's the little girl and Brad Pitt. I can't remember her name now, but they go to France and they watch the vampire theater, and that weird vampire comes out and does a pantomime all over the.
Oh yeah,
that was him.
Yeah, I'm picturing him going over the falls. R.I.P. Stephen Ray. Not in real life.
Oh, well, we just mentioned it, so
That's true. Do have an update, I guess we have to make now.
Oh yeah, since we're there, what is the update?
It happened again. On last week's episode, we were talking about Best Director, and I talked about what it takes to kind of get that nomination, and you have to really get your vision on screen. And I said it's the David Lynch rule, the real auteurs, and we killed David Lynch, my favorite director, probably.
Oh, you did it. Nice
this
job.
is twice in a very short amount of time that somebody we mentioned on the podcast just dropped dead within days.
Don't talk about my Uncle Bob anymore.
We've done it a few times before that too, but it seems to be ramping up. But
just shut up.
Because
no more names, no more proper names, please, Brian.
Because I love what's the matter? Ken Barnes? Something wrong, Ken Barnes?
I gotta get going. The winner of that.
Hold on. I love David Lynch. He's my favorite director, even though I don't like all his movies. And how's Kim doing over there, by the way?
You are a bad man. Luckily, you don't know her last name, and you never will.
Kim Barnes.
Nah, it's not gonna work.
All right,
it's not gonna work.
Well,
and I got a Chinese name, so I'm cool. I'm good here. I'll be fine.
David Lynch, one of my favorite directors, one of my favorite people, hilarious guy. And even though I don't like all of his movies, which is kind of what I love about him, Twin Peaks is my favorite thing, maybe ever. Twin Peaks: The Return is probably my actual favorite thing. And we've moved a lot of things around on the schedule. It was not easy. There's some things that have already been recorded because we recorded ahead on some stuff. So the next 2 months are kind of out. But Pete, you're going to be so excited to hear this because it's a lot of new movies for you. In April, we're doing David Lynch month.
A month of David Lynch.
We're going to cover 5 David Lynch movies.
How many days are in a month? Wait, how many podcasts are in a month?
In April, there's 5. That's why I picked. That's why it was there. We're going to cover.
Making sure you weren't going to double up on us.
We're going to go
Let me guess.
into
Let me guess
his.
what you're going to cover. Let me guess.
Well, I'll let you guess, but let me just tell you, we're covering the 5 movies that I thought were the most delving into his dreams and nightmares kind of flow, because not all of his movies have that dream logic. Most of them do, but not all of them. Some of them are actually somehow more straightforward than others. Some of them are straight stories. We're not doing that one. But so I picked the 5 that I thought were the most emblematic of what Lynchian is. And we're not doing the TV shows. So,
all right.
Just
let me get my 5 in. Let me get my 5 in, Pete, because I'll lose them real fast.
Okay.
Blue Velvet.
correct.
Eraserhead. Blue Velvet.
Correct.
Blue Velvet. Okay, those 2. I am not gonna say. Okay, Mulholland Drive.
Correct.
I'm gonna go Wild at Heart.
Nope.
I knew it because you just said it wasn't gonna be one of those. That's too bad because that's such a good movie with a great actor in there, Nicolas Cage.
Yes, Laura Dern.
And Laura Dern's in there. Okay. Okay. Elephant Man. No, not Elephant Man. Lost Highway.
Yes. And then the other one's tougher to get because you have to remember that it's a movie.
All right, Pete, try to guess the last one.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith. 21 Jump Street. The Fly.
The Fly. I think it's The Fly.
David Lynch's The Fly.
Yeah.
That would probably
be good. Let's see that.
Is Mr. and Mrs. Smith the same people from Mr. Smith Goes to Washington?
If you just let him go for a while,
Yes.
he'll tire himself out. Does anybody have an actual guess for the last one?
Shit. You said it's not really a movie.
It is a movie.
Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me.
That's it. Yes, because it's something. It's definitely 100% a movie, but it's not your first thought because it's part of the Twin Peaks TV universe.
Right. The whole thing.
And that one might be a watch along.
All right, sounds good.
I got to actually watch it though, because then I can watch that new season of David Lynch's thing.
I'll tell you right now. 4 of these 5 movies were on the extended schedule for either this year or next year, but I just jumbled them around and said we're putting them together because he died. Like I thought it was a nice time to just do them. But that won't be till April because of certain anniversaries or 100th episodes and things that just kind of blocked off the next couple months.
When's his birthday?
It was, as we're recording this, yesterday.
His birthday was yesterday?
Yes.
No, his death day was.
He died 4 days before his birthday.
I don't know if that's better or worse.
Really? Yeah, okay. You got to postpone that one.
So who won again?
What was that for?
You said Elizabeth Sparkle?
Elizabeth Sparkle.
Because now I'm not sure. Like the guy going over the falls was pretty good, but now I think us killing Olivia Hussey and David Lynch back to back is also pretty good.
I think anything Uncle Bob talks about is as good as a David Lynch movie, and so I kind of agree. I think Uncle Bob wins.
All right. A victory for Uncle Bob. I like it. See? The swerves come in this award show.
Pete, are you excited to delve deep into the world of David Lynch?
I guess I am.
I'm very excited about it. Those are all great movies. First and foremost.
I know they're confusing and you have to pay attention, which is not my forte.
That was the one thing about it that worried me, was that you have to pay attention to them.
Right. Are they more than 90 minutes?
Some of them are.
Oof.
Some of them aren't.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Okay. All right. So we got, what do we got? The movie of the year. The foreign movie of the year.
Yes, that's right. It's time for some haikus.
It's always time for haikus.
Pete, now we're going to reverse this. I'm going to do the haiku first and you try to guess the movie. How about that?
Is it movies you've already mentioned in this podcast? Or are you going to make me guess movies that I don't know of? Because in that case, I'm going to say...
They're already in this.
Okay, they're already in this podcast.
They're already in this podcast. The first one. A slow burn evolves into full-blown beauty gore, mondo art horror.
That one is the Substance.
It is The Substance. All right, so
ding, ding, point for me.
The first movie. Nicely done.
Oh, are we competing? Because I knew that long before you said it.
Okay. All right, we'll jump on this one. Shocking and brilliant. The UK-US remake may leave you
Speak no evil.
speechless. That's
Speak.
right. Speak no evil.
He didn't push the buzzer. That doesn't count. Speak no evil.
Kitty told me you can't even find the buzzer.
Hey, if you ring the devil's doorbell long enough, he's going to answer.
Is that a code for anal?
That's a.
I'm going to see if it works.
The devil in this scenario is poop.
All right. Final one. Shouldn't be hard.
This is for all the marbles.
Ha ha ha! Horror.
Smile.
Kills with laughs and tears you up. That's not foreign. Absurd.
It's also not mentioned on this podcast yet.
Ha ha ha! Horror kills with laughs and tears you up, or is it tears you up? Absurdity reigns.
The Joker 2.
No.
Because he got the title wrong. The Joker fully adieu.
That's
right. Foreign, that is.
Yeah, that is foreign. No, it's not. It is. Nobody? Okay.
I know the answer. The answer's in my head. Tell me the haiku again, Ken.
Shit, I gotta get back to it. Ha ha ha! Horror. Shit. No, that's not part of it. Ha
Terrifier
ha ha!
3.
Kills with laughs and tears you up, or is it tears you up? Interesting. That's not. That's just my side note. Absurdity reigns. Absurdity reigns.
I wish I'd have been paying attention to this podcast.
Terrifier 3.
It was not mentioned on the podcast.
Brian, you seemed engaged at points. You were engaged. I felt like you were enjoying. Ha ha ha! Horror. No, nobody. All right. Dead Talent Society. Ding 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 ding.
When was that mentioned on the podcast?
It's a movie from Taiwan. It's really good. It's about these dead people who have to stay famous or they disappear.
That
it's
sounds
a lot
cool.
like Real Fame, and it's also a commentary on influencer culture.
Sounds good.
Okay. It's good. And the winner is Brian. You know the winner. What's the winner?
Oh, those were the nominees for Best Picture?
Yeah.
The winner's The Substance.
Of course it is. Yes, yeah. That is by far
a clean sweep for The Substance between our award shows.
It's going to go on my all-time list. I'm telling you, I got a couple changes in that all-time list, but that is definitely on the all-time list now.
Well, we do that in June, I think, maybe May. I don't remember. I have it scheduled.
Yeah. I got to do it again.
We have to come up with the top 10 topic for that episode.
Yeah. I can switch mine around.
We'll always let you go back and redo your top 10 overall, but we usually do a new list.
How about top 10 movies I've seen?
Yes, we'll all do that list.
See that list, Pete. I want to see if anything beats out The Sorcerer's Apprentice. That's what I'd be waiting for.
Don't fall for this. It'll just be the last 10 things you watched.
It's just gonna be things in the room like The Usual Suspects.
Mm-hmm.
You know what, Ken? I was about to say there's one more thing. I got an email this morning, and it looked all fancy and important. But I don't know if I want to read it now based on some of these things you're saying about me. You're agreeing with Brian. How dare you? Betrayal.
Accused.
Oh, no. You should definitely check your email. Otherwise, you will fall out of touch with all of your friends.
All right. So what I get? Ooh, this is fancy. Ooh, Ken, it's from...
What's it about? Who's it from?
It's from His Majesty King Charles III. Buckingham Palace, London... SW1A space 1AA. That sounds fancy, and that's an address that I'm not used to, so it's got to be real.
Oh, sounds foreign.
Sure does. All right, date.
Read the email. What's going on?
I'm looking January 21st, 2020. Dear Mr. Ken Barnes, I extend my most heartfelt congratulations to you for being honored as this year's Foreign Correspondent of the Year. Again, Ken, a two-peat? A two-peat. You have traversed the globe,
King of England,
illuminating the darkest corners of movie theaters with your unrivaled talent, an endeavor that has not gone unnoticed. Ooh. It gets dark here.
Oh, what does he say?
Oh, all right. Well, I'm not going to read it because it's inappropriate for young listeners. But he says, Brian, you too. If any of us call him Prince Charlie, he is going to, well, basically cut off our dicks, put them in a bag, and make us pick one out and have it sewn back onto us. And that sounds awful. So let's not do that.
Terrible.
All right. So anyway, with warmest regards, he goes on like that for a while. It goes on.
All right. Their humor is different.
So with warmest regards, His Majesty King Charles III. Congratulations, Ken.
That's weird. I got an email too.
Oh yeah, what was yours?
Is it from AOL?
No, it's from a man named Xi Jinping, and he said, "I know where you are. I'm coming to murder you."
Well, luckily, I have the King of England on my side, and he knows what I've been up to.
The General Secretary of the Chinese Communist Party is coming for Ken Barnes in Taiwan. He said that earthquake was not an accident.
Yeah,
well, all of China turned to face that way, jumped up and down at the same time, and is going to cause massive problems for your tiny nation that we own.
Well, he loaned us billions of dollars in the 60s, but haven't quite paid it all back. But no worries, he'll get back to you.
Hang on. What's this email that's right underneath? It's another one.
Oh no, he's going to do a bit.
I've won an award, Ken.
Oh my God!
By the way, I wanted to thank you, Pete, for and also my friend Pete. I don't know if you guys ever mentioned him before. He's not with us anymore, but I would like to thank the two Petes. And one's, like I said before, real inspiration, and the other one's you, Pete.
A fitting thank you for the two Petes on the occasion of his
Brian,
2 Pete.
And Brian for being here and suffering us.
2 Petes for 2 Petes. I get you, Brian.
2 Peter.
It's a real 2 Peter. All right, what's my award? My award, I can't believe it. It is for the best reporting of Nicolas Cage facts. Oh my gosh. Finally somebody recognized
Hold on. Keep reading, because I'm not sure this one went to you. Remember, another podcast does this and monetized it.
Nope. I've already deleted the email, and I am the winner of it this year. We've all won awards. Oh, wait, Brian.
Oh. He almost won that Godzilla quiz, but he kind of lost that.
That's okay, because I have certain powers, Ken and Pete, if I mention things on the podcast. Next year, all the awards will be mine.
Really isn't you host. I think you have to host the podcast to win to wield your powers. I think that's how that works.
Maybe.
Yep. We're free this time.
That was it.
And
that was
we're gonna be nice to you.
Oh, that wasn't it. There was more. But that was it. That was the end of the Foreign Correspondent Awards. We have given out awards to everyone deserving of them. The gods have agreed with every decision made here today. And I think we did a good thing. I think we've done a great thing even, and we've all won awards.
Except for Brian. But Brian, what did you think about the best all foreign band award?
I think Goblin.
Which one did you think
was better than all of them combined?
The Goblin from The Labyrinth, David Bowie.
I did enjoy that Pete sang all of the songs, and the first 3 bands sounded the same, and then the 4th band won the award.
Actually, copyright. I had to pay for the copyright on those. So no, those were the actual.
Did you take it from your Tom Hanks Defense Fund?
Listen, Tom Hanks. I'm not afraid. I have King Charles. I'm not worried.
I don't know. Xi Jinping and Tom Hanks coming for you.
I'm getting Biden to give me one of those alt blankets they call.
Ooh, I got some bad news for you about the timing on that one.
Didn't he give me a pardon?
Ooh, I got some bad news for you. Unless you, the new pardons went out yesterday, and unless you were in the January 6th kerfuffle, you don't get nothing.
I was here on January 6th. What are you talking about? I'm fine. Well. I did do something great on one day, and Brian will appreciate this, and Pete, you'll probably appreciate this as well. But
unlikely.
You might.
He's a sociopath.
Pete might not appreciate this, but I had one of the best horror movie back-to-backs on a Friday. The original Godzilla, which I realized I had never actually seen.
Oh my god!
So I watched that, which was awesome. And
the not American one, right?
Yeah, the very, very first one, the very, very first one, 1954 one. That was awesome. And that reminded me of -1 a lot, and how good -1 recreates that world, but still kind of goes beyond it. It's so
Right,
cool.
where Godzilla isn't like, hey, our friend, like, yay, he's here to save us from anything. It is like, oh yeah, no, Godzilla is a force of nature, and he is terrifying.
Yeah, which is why King of Monsters is great. But yeah, and also because -1 does the set recreation. It looks like the set, like the thing I love about it is that they do. Speaking of the 70th birthday, is that they do meticulous set recreation in model forms, and then what the Japanese do is they're like, we're gonna do this really freaking crazy like set, and then we're just gonna blow out the shit. It's like, yeah, that's very 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 much in tune with Japanese media, I think, in a lot of ways. But I saw that, and then I watched Texas Chainsaw Massacre for the second time in my life.
Wait, which one?
Freaking, Pete, the first one, the real
Hmm.
one. Let me tell you what, I watched it with Kim. So her reaction.
You were hosting the podcast and you said her name.
Yeah, she'll be fine. I don't have any
Uh-huh.
powers. I have zero power over her.
Right.
Trust me.
Tell that to the kid from Elf.
He's dead. I can't tell. He. Let me tell you this. She said something I said, something Brian said, and something Pete said about at the same time about Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The first thing, which is something I said, which was, "Man, this Franklin's fucking annoying."
There's a whole award.
We've all
based on
said that.
The second one was something Brian said, which was, "Why the hell are they going into his house? They're going to get killed."
That's correct. Can I guess the thing Pete said?
Yeah.
I'm Pete. I'm stupid. I don't mean no get Texas Chainsaw.
No, she goes, "When is this bitch gonna stop screaming?" I was like, that was our major point for every one of us. That was so funny.
What did she think about the movie, though, overall?
She liked it. She liked it a lot. She liked it a lot. Even the next day, it's like the next day when you're still thinking of the movie, she's like, yeah, that was really interesting. That was a weird one. So I was
Yeah,
like,
but now you got to show her part 2.
I didn't get through the first 15 minutes of part 2. I have to watch it myself. I have to rewatch it, I guess. I turned it off. I was like, they're on a bridge, they're driving a car, listening to the radio. I'm like, what the fuck is going on with this movie?
Leatherface shows up in a souped up truck with a chainsaw, and he's standing on top fighting him in the first 15 minutes. How do you turn it off?
I guess with the remote, or maybe I just got up and walked out. I don't remember, but I don't watch the rest.
All right. Well, I want you to just, have Kim watch it. You don't watch it and let Kim describe it to you.
I'll watch it.
You have to be ready, Ken, because at the end of this year, for the 51st anniversary of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Pete and I are going to put 2 TVs together and watch both movies at the same time and do a commentary for them. We go to war with the dueling chainsaws this October.
Oh, that's awesome. And there's one more thing I got to mention. I'm sorry, but I haven't talked to you guys in a while. I saw Sleepaway Camp 2, and I have seen that one. I saw the first one before, and it's great. Sleepaway Camp 2, I think it's great. I think it's so funny. It's so opposite of all the charm of the first one, and it's so nasty and disgusting. But I saw that one a million times. You seen that one, huh, Brian?
Oh, I'm sure I saw it a long time ago. I saw 2 and 3 in a box set, and I was like, these are terrible, and I never watched them again.
Oh, the first one's actually, I think, has its really kind of like sleazy 80s. It's like the ultimate of sleazy 80s like horror movies with like butts and all this stuff. And whereas the first one is kind of the opposite, where it's kind of like these kids are just kind of getting murdered and you care. This one's the opposite. So I did see that one, but I was thinking, shouldn't August be a sleepaway camp something? I don't know. That's what I was thinking. I liked it. Pete, did you see Sleepaway Camp too?
I, much like the David Lynch things, I've only seen the one that I watched for the podcast.
Pete's only seen about 30 seconds of Mulholland Drive. That's his David Lynch experience. You know the 30 seconds he's seen.
That's my favorite one. That's my favorite one. That and Wild at Heart is probably second.
I've never seen it, but I agree.
Pete's never seen Blue Velvet. He's never seen Eraserhead. He's never seen Lost Highway. and I don't think he's ever seen Fire Walk with Me.
No, I have not.
Did not see Firewalk with Me. I didn't really like Lost Highway. I liked Mulholland Drive much more. So when I went to see that one, I was like, okay.
Was Dennis Hopper in Lost Highway?
No.
He was in Blue Velvet.
Oh, Blue
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was Bill Pullman in Lost Highway?
Yes. And
That
Patricia
was Bill
Arquette.
Paxton,
That's right.
That was Bill Paxton.
No, don't do this.
No, it was. Pete, do you remember that was our confusion for a few years? Bill Pullman was Bill Paxton?
I still think they're the same person.
That's what I'm saying. You never see them in the same place twice.
No, they've never been in a movie together.
You never will again. I'll tell you that. Unless Bill Pullman goes to Bill Paxton's grave.
Is that a threat to Bill Pullman?
No, I guess that would mean he'd live forever.
Yeah, there can only be one.
Those are the rules, as I understand them.
That's the Pullman-Paxton rule.
The Pullman-Paxton.
I saw Pete's doppelganger in a mental hospital. Don't ask where I was there.
You know what's funny? It never occurred to me to. It was not anything that popped in my head. Wasn't why were you there?
I was gonna drink water, and he looked just like Pete, but he was a biker, and he wouldn't let anybody turn it off of BET, which was very annoying.
Look, I like my raps and my bebop.
You got them all day. Everybody stayed away from you.
Well, that'll be a wrap on the second and final Foreign Correspondence Awards.
Final. It's the 19th, and we got to do a 20th.
Ken, I've said your name so many times. There's no way that you're coming back next year. unless you're a Jeffrey Jones, and then I can't touch it.
And Jeffrey Jones won't because you're too old.
So we're going to find out. There's only two ways this goes, Ken. Either you'll die within the week, or you'll live, and we'll all know that you're a Jeffrey Jones.
Well, didn't he die?
No, we try.
Unfortunately.
Oh, I didn't know you were trying to kill him.
I've been trying to kill him for 2 years. It's the entire purpose of this podcast.
Well, you should go after Jim Carrey because he's a scumbag.
Sonic 3.
Yeah, I'm not doing anything until the Sonic franchise is wrapped up.
How did I not nominate Jeffrey Jones for the next year's Woody? He'll get it.
Well, this was the 99th episode of the Scare Value podcast. So next week is the 100th episode. Ken, do you want to come back on for the 100th episode?
I do.
Well, too bad, because we recorded it 1 month ago.
That's not nice.
That was not nice. I loved it. Next week is the 100th episode.
This is the cooler one.
And then the week after is also the 100th episode. And then a few days later is also the 100th episode.
What are you talking about?
So it got a little unwieldy, the 100th episode.
You mean it's like a 4-hour long thing?
It is like a 4-hour long thing. So it is now episode 100, episode 101, episode 100 part 2, and then a bonus episode, episode 100 part 3. And we haven't done a bonus episode. I looked this up. We haven't done a bonus episode since May of 2023.
Why don't you just make this one the 100th one and move one of those back
to 99?
To 99.
Because I like the way I did it, and it's already recorded. And this will not be the only bonus episode that comes out this year. I got something to brewing for the 50th anniversary of Jaws.
Well, I hope it has nothing to do with our podcast that cannot be spoken of.
No. Well, you might hear a little bit about that on the 100th episode, or it is next week.
Not okay.
It is next week. So look forward to that.
Congratulations, Brian. Hey, you won something. You got to 100. This is good.
Yep.
Congratulations. Good work.
And look forward this June to something a little different as a bonus episode for Jaws, coming out on the exact day of the 50th anniversary of Jaws.
I don't know what it is.
Pete doesn't even know what it is.
Why so cryptic?
It will be sprung on him when it's ready, and it's going to take a while to put together, but it's going to be great.
Are you going to... My brother had a shark jaw. You know, you can like buy those at marine-oriented places in the gift shop. So we were watching Jaws when we were kids. Not recently, when we were kids. See, and we had 2 couch cushions on the ground, and we
You
put
fucked
them a
them.
little. No, well, after we put the shark teeth in the middle, like on the floor, and the
And
2
you fucked
cushions
them.
were. And then we took turns jumping over because the cushions were boats, so we would jump
This
from
seems
boat to
like
boat.
something you would do.
And
Yeah,
then
I've totally
and then my brother slipped and he fell, and the shark bit him. He was bleeding all over because apparently just the shark's jaw is still pretty dangerous because those teeth are sharp. So he was all cut up, and then
Right.
my mom threw it away because she said no.
Your brother?
Yeah, I still have the shark jaw. It's upstairs in my room. I sleep with it at night under my pillow. So it's not something like that, right, Brian?
You should hang it in the shower.
Yeah.
You've spoiled
All right.
it. You've spoiled it.
I'm being called away by my children. It's snowing again here. The cold may be trying to creep in the house.
Beautiful day
Well,
outside.
you guys are both wearing
5
t-shirts.
blocks from Pizza House.
It's crazy. We really aren't. We're maybe 2 miles away from each other, and this is nuts.
It's beautiful outside today. Cold,
It
but beautiful.
It is snowing like nobody's business.
What's the weather like in? Where are you?
I'm in Taiwan.
Taiwan?
You ever? Yeah, Dead Talent Society was shot here. And our weather we're in like the 60s, maybe the 70s today. I'm not sure. It's warming up.
And they use the Celsius scale, so he's on fire.
Yes, we are actually, I think 21 degrees today.
And
We're at-
shaky.
We're at a nice 4
Yes.
degrees Fahrenheit.
Hey, 6.0 I heard was
Four.
that earthquake.
Oh, it was a 6? Yeah,
That's what I heard.
That's pretty big. Yeah, it's pretty big. I didn't even check it out, to be honest with you. I was running around like crazy all day, but it was in the south. So it was in the south. So yeah, we felt it. It didn't feel huge, but 6 is pretty big. 6 is pretty big.
That's what I keep telling people.
Huge.
All right.
Well, I had a 7.2 last year, so
Wow.
that was huge. Rocked my world for about a minute. Everything was shaking.
I once got a 7 on a Spanish test.
Can you say 7 in Spanish?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Siete. Yeah, I can. Siete.
Wow, just like high school, cheated off someone else. Someone apparently who only got a 7 on their test.
What's 8, Pete? What's 8? I think I know 8 too.
Ocho.
It is the Ocho. You're right. Look at you.
He knows that because of football.
That is true. There was a football player, and his name was Ocho Cinco. Yeah.
85.
That's right.
He does a show. He does a show with Shannon Sharp. Now.
I believe you. I don't know any commentators except for Ryan Fitzpatrick.
What's 8 in Mandarin?
8 is Ba. Like B-A or B-A-H, I guess.
Like B.A. Baracus?
Ba. Yeah, Ba. So
he pities the fool.
Goblin's the best band ever. All right. We'll see you next week for the 100th episode, and then the week after for the 100th episode, and then a few days later for the 100th episode.
that doesn't make any sense.
We got some big stuff coming up in 2025, the year of the snake.
Year of the Snake, folks.
Nick Cage he learned acting from his snake.
I think you did say that before.
He did. It's true. That's how I learned how to do the Ghost Rider pen and stare. See, I'm like Nick Cage being Ghost Rider now.
Oh yeah, I can see you at this time. I had no idea how much you look like Nick Cage.
Thanks.
What's your Chinese horoscope signs, guys? Any signs you know of?
No. We would be probably the same one. I just don't know what it is.
We're sheep. He pretends he doesn't know, but at the beginning of this podcast, he told us that I asked the same thing last time, so I know that I'm a sheep, and I know that he's a sheep. Sometimes we're a goat or a ram.
Ram is better. Be a ram.
I know, but they all seem to be the same thing.
Ram.
I like sheep.
It's one symbol, but you can just say
Sheeple.
Ram is.
But then people are going to think I'm a truck.
Doesn't matter.
Or a bannerer.
No,
somebody who makes pancakes.
But ram is a little satanic, if you ask me.
Oh, then I'm a ram.
We like Satan.
We love Satan.
Yeah, that's why you guys should jump all over that one.
Hail Satan.
Hail Satan. Ooh, Longlegs came back. Ooh, Emo Phillips came back. Nope, that's months away.
Oh, no. Brian, you killed Satan.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
No.